Remember my smart comment a while ago when I said that, oh, I've got wood under my desk, it'll be okay for the hole punch? See this? This is wood under your desk. Underneath that is a piece of ratty paper. Okay. Underneath that is my non-stick mat, and underneath that is a plastic pie rolling mat, and they both have lovely holes in them now. So, we now have a piece of wood. Live and learn. Alrighty, where I am. I'm on inside pages while the cover dries, so I'm going to knock myself out here doing some decorating on some of these pages. I'm not going to get very far because I'm running out of time. So inside the front cover, I have 4 choices. I have this beauty, which you can see all the bobbin thread that, because I didn't thread my machine right. That was okay for the very first. That would be okay. But I really didn't want this mess showing. You know, I do have my scruples. This one opened to the front page. It's okay. This one opened. No, that's not going to do for what I have in mind. So I decided on this one. And it's got a little piece of deli paper, which will be fine. Now, what I intend to put on this page is a quick little digital layout I did of Sarah's birth announcement card, and that will fit on there, and then I can do something around the edges. And so this is the main page I'm going to do. I think I may do some calligraphy, and I may cheat and do it on deli paper and then glue it in. And then all the fabrics pieces and swatches and the stencils and all that jazz, I'm just going to scatter throughout, try to evenly space it through all 4 signatures so that when I run out of time, well, oh, that's a piece of this. I thought I'd missed a gesso piece. When I run out of time, at least everything will be in an even spot. Okay? First thing I'm going to do is, I got to quit saying that. First thing I've got to do is punch holes in all of the signatures to match the cover holes. And I'll do that and then come back. Okay, page 1 is done. I'm not going to do anything else to it. It's been glued down with matte medium, and then I put matte medium on top of it, and it looks a little bit distressed. I have a decal edge ruler that I use to tear the paper with, and this page is done. Enough said. So I dried it just a little bit so it wouldn't be sticky, and I'm still going to put deli paper down because I want to protect it. Move this sheet over, and I'm just going to do some insignificant mark making and a few stencils here just to give it a little bit of texture, but I don't want to compete with the main page. I'll be back. Okay guys, here's the cover. A little piece of scrap lace from Randy's mother, and I couched it with, in addition to modeling gel medium holding it down real good, I couched it with some gold embroidery floss, tied some French knots in the middle, and a little bit of modeling paste here. I love the way that's just kind of iridescent. And the back cover, freeform stitching in red, which I think is kind of cool. I better think it's cool because it's done now. I had fun on the sewing machine just changing the stitch variation willy-nilly as I went. The binding is done. I did it last night. I was exhausted, but it's done. And it's done. I'll put the link in the directions below. No point in me going through an instruction on that. I did do it with wax coated cotton thread and a 6-strand piece of gold embroidery floss. So you get just a little hint of shimmer here and there. Then as a last touch, I took some hot pink embroidery floss and just wove it just to give that just a little bit of color. It's a good thing I used the Japanese screw punch. I never would have found these holes, and I do not know how I completely missed a hole. No wonder I was having so much trouble pulling the needle through. I've still got a little bit of issue here. I tied this end in a knot, but I've got to figure out what to do with this end because it won't go through the little slot. A ribbon or a button on here would be nice, but I've run out of time. The coffee paper towels from last week. They're all matte mediumed and dry. The front page of each signature looks like this. It has the baby vellum and some notes, and I made little notes here for Katie. Envelope for goodies. Each page in the front of the signature has this, just for continuity. And I told her that each of the large pages are gessoed so that they can be used with anything. This is the stencil I designed, and I've told her that the stencil is in the back of the book. That can be used for fun, for lots of different things, I think. The memoriam page for Sarah. My Sarah is, her Sarah is named after my daughter. So that's enough about that. Some fun stuff. Yeah, this is a kid's book. When I did a stencil on one page, I would immediately just flip back through and willy-nilly pick another page and do the reverse on it. That way I was saving paint and decorating pages at the same time. This is a picture of one of my paintings. And I'll write my name down here underneath. It's pink, so that's why I thought I'd use it. Some more stencils. This is the Japanese napkin, origami paper. Not every page got color, and that's fine with me. This is some of the nail polish marbling I did a couple months ago. I'm really, really glad I stayed with just pinks and variations of pink with the gold. Gives everything a little bit of a sameness, but different. This one is a rose stencil from Stencil Girl, and right after I did it, this envelope flipped over, and the envelope is an absorbent paper, but it picked up an awesome reverse image on that. I love little mistakes like that. These are fixed with just a tab of washi tape. Just take about 1.5 inches, fold under 1/4 inch, and then stick it down. That gives you a tab you can pick up in the envelope. Whatever's in the envelope won't slide out. This page turned out pretty. I think this is one of the ghost prints. So I think what I've done here is just give her some ideas on layering. Here's the little bunny and bear stamp. It's done in gold. Repetition with variation is something that you learn in fine art. It also applies here. It applies in everything. And the pink is the repetition. And then the variation is the pink with the other stencils. Or with stamps. This was a nice rose. And this is a piece of that collage goop that came out of my bottle, and did really well. The thick pieces peeled off the plastic really well, and this is matte medium glued down and then glued on top. Just a little bit here and there of a bluish color, because I don't think she should stick with just pink. I just did for ease in designing this. Another cover page. Some fun pages for the baby. Another rose and the tire tracks. Envelopes. There's 2 happy birthdays in there, so I don't look for this to be finished immediately. This is done with some of the, this is the back side of a stencil that was done with sprays. They're so wet, it's hard to use them, I think. Okay, we're getting to the last signature now. Here's some more of the gesso goop skin. And that's my baby. They have had all the fun they want this week with their Poppygon. This was fun. The rose stencil, and I took a Crayola marker and immediately hit it with water to make it run, and it didn't run, which is interesting because I thought they were water-based. I know, Biddy. Real quickly, this is a scrap of paper from a scrap of marbled paper that was left over from some other die cut. So that's a sample of how to use bits and pieces. Listen to that poor pitiful boy. You'd think he hadn't had any attention today. Another one of the nail polish skins. And when I got a piece that somehow got something stuck and it pulled a little piece of the paper off and it was white, I just took some of the pink paint, finger painted it. I have an oops. This is an upside down piece that I collaged on this paper. The original was on deli paper. That's really, it becomes so much a part of the original page, it looks like you painted it. Nice trick. That page is pink. Another happy birthday. And another envelope. Let's see. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. The baby shower invitation. And I'm going to, I'll do that right now. Hang on one sec. I couldn't find exactly what I was looking for, but that's what I was looking for, is a page protector that can fit in here, be taped or glued in there, and I am just out of time. So there it is. It worked. I could have used another week. Not sure that that would have improved it. This is, after all, a journal starter for her, not for me, and I love the little hair coming out of it. I think that's just cute as it can be. So there you have it, guys. I don't think I'm going to use the red. I don't think it needs it. It's done enough. This was a side benefit. I don't know what I'll do with them. Remember, I sewed my signatures together on the machine. When I cut them apart, I ended up with all these little books. So I saved the 4 of them, and who knows, they may trigger an idea. Alright, over and out. Bye. Here's the book standing on its end, all bound, put together in pink. No time for the video camera, barely enough time to do this, but I found a hair barrette from the 1950s in Takko's stash, and I decided that if I did a Japanese screw punch right in the center, I could come up and down in the same hole and loop around this barrette. The unfortunate thing was I didn't have time to look for anything to cut those little end pieces in, the ones that hook the hair. So it worked beautifully. The color was perfect. The little texture in it kind of matched my French knot, so I consider that a big win. And here's Katie looking at her book. Happy birthday, Sergio, coming up in just a few days.